Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Squeaky Floorboard Society. I'm Megan,
I'm Sage.
and you're back with us in season two.
Who
Two. I've been working on season three, so you know my struggles with that. When I do that episode, I'll tell my struggles with it.
I am I think I've completed all my research now at this point.
I
But
had external, possibly supernatural forces legitimately stopping me.
yeah, I heard. I I think I got a lot of it done that probably 2 days after I had that aha moment.
Right.
And then was like, all right, and now I can work on my really long episode about psychology.
So, before we get started, anything you'd like to share with the class?
So I was telling you a little bit I sent you a video of my upstairs bathroom.
Hmm.
Um and I said that I had a story about me being the epitome of calm. And by
Okay.
that, I mean I was not the calmest person ever.
Mm.
But you're gonna hear how well my meds are working this situation. So this was you look, I think it was a Tuesday maybe. I'm not entirely sure what day this happened. So this was June 17th.
Hmm.
At 8:04 p.m. So it was a Wednesday. I was close. I thought it was a Tuesday. I texted my husband, you need to come home. Next text, we have a big problem. I tried to call him 3 times. Now, the big problem is followed up in the next text message, which is all caps. Our sea long is pouring water.
Or C long.
Our sea long is pouring water. So I
Okay,
had
Shinhuan.
so I had taken a shower
Long.
at 5 p.m. because I had came home, did my work, I did my workout, took a shower, and then went to the bedroom and was doing homework on my personal laptop. I wouldn't say
Mhm.
that this is my personal laptop, but it is. But this
Right,
is more of my schoolwork and podcasting stuff. And
right.
so I am like, you know what? It's like 8 p.m. I'm gonna go make some dinner. I walk down the stairs, my stairs soaked. I'm like, what is happening? And I thought, because when I was coming down the stairs, I saw the water dripping, but I thought it was a spider. And I was like, oh no, I can't do this. Like, I'm so hungry. I cannot physically fight a spider right now. When I get down there, I feel water drop on my hand. The stairs are wet. I look down the entire front, foyer area covered in water. I look up, our ceiling is just dripping water. I immediately start panicking. I am calling him. I texted him. But instead of freezing like I normally do, I went and put my dinner in the oven. And then I went outside to get my neighbor, and my neighbor was mowing his grass, drunker than could be. And the only thing I can say is, my ceiling's raining and I can't make it stop. I am in full sobs. I'm in full sobs. So my very drunk neighbor who's mowing his grass comes over and is like, what's above here? And I said, the bathroom. We go up there. We can't figure out where the water's coming from. Dennis does, which is what I replied, which is our neighbor's over helping, all caps still. And then my next text, still in caps, says, please, my God, as I'm still
He's
calling,
my god!
as I'm still calling him repetitively. Still full sobs, by the way.
You sound like a Titanic victim! Please, my god, the water!
I was crying. And after my neighbor leaves, it is like, I think that it's just the water got outside the tub and slipped up under the tub.
Right.
Dennis came home, cut a huge hole in our ceiling downstairs. Didn't see anything. Our where our bathtub was not sealed correctly, and the seal that goes around it at the bottom,
Yeah.
there was it wasn't attached properly. So we think that when I was showering, the shower curtain was just dropping water down directly into this hole, and then it just started leaking through the ceiling
Mm.
because we cannot find a leak. But the only thing that I could tell people when I called people, I did get my dinner out after my neighbor left. I got my dinner out of the oven, and came upstairs to sit in the bedroom while I cried and ate. They're the honey battered chicken tenders from Aldi's. And so I'm sitting in bed watching the Two Towers extended version while sobbing when my husband finally calls me. I'm
There's
the
no
epitome of
way.
calm.
What dose of Lexapro is that?
What?
And what's crazy, I said, what dose of Lexapro is this? I don't know if you've seen that on TikTok.
I have. Oh,
But no, I've had some when my laundry room first started leaking, which I have somebody coming out next week to address that for the 5th time. But this person actually seems to know what they're talking about. The last 5 people, if not.
I'm gonna try to show this if I can, if it'll come up.
Oh, I
That's
see the water stain.
that's my water leaking, and then where like the drywall came off is where it was just pouring out of it. Ignore the fact that
my
there's a purple
God.
wall. That wasn't my choice.
I mean, my bedroom's purple, so I can't really say anything.
We haven't. The only room that has been repainted is this room. So
I've repainted my whole house. The only room that I haven't done is the laundry room. And that is because I still need to redo the laundry room. But when that started leaking, I called my dad immediately. I was like, Daddy! Help! Because, like, what is Daryl going to do?
I thought your dad was an accountant. He didn't know how to fix anything.
No, he doesn't know either, but he has a lot of money and can get people to come out anywhere at any time.
That's
Like,
fair.
one time, like, me and him cut down a tree. For those of you who don't know, Daryl has a very, very bad back. We don't make him do physical labor at home if we can avoid it. Some things are unavoidable, right? Just because he's the man.
Yeah.
And I just can't do them because I'm very short. Mostly, it's not a strength thing; it's a height thing. So my dad helps me with a lot of stuff. My dad's also short, but he's taller than me, and he's a man. But we cut down a tree in my driveway, and then one day my dad texts me. He's like, "Hey, this dude, his name's Greg. He's gonna come out, and he's gonna grind that stump because he's got a stump grinder. He works for Blank Company. It's a company that my dad works with a lot. And he was like, be nice to him. Why would I not be nice to him, first of all? But then he gets there, and he knocks on the door, and I'm like, why is it dark? Because, like, I have one of those, like, at my back.
Yeah. The last thing I heard is, why is it dark?
Yeah. I said, why is it dark? Because there's no more light coming through that big front window.
Okay.
And I open the door, and basically the mountain from Game of Thrones was standing there. It's just the biggest dude I've ever seen in my life. My dad gave me no warning. I'm just like, hi. He goes, hey, I'm Greg. I'm here to grind that stump up. You know, my son comes running out of his room because he hears somebody, and he's like, hey, buddy, you look out the window, you're gonna see my truck and the stump grinder. And he's telling him, and he's just the nicest dude in the world. But my dad calls me. Like, dude's halfway through grinding the stump. My dad calls me. He goes, hey, is Greg there? I said, yeah. Greg is there. Can't miss him. He goes, is that not the biggest dude you've ever seen? I said, yeah. I was gonna call and ask. He said, I was gonna call and ask if that was the biggest dude you'd ever seen, because he's the biggest dude I've ever seen. And my ex-husband was a big dude. You saw him.
Yeah.
Greg is larger. Greg is bigger. Greg is taller and bulky.
I would have screamed and slammed the door.
No, but he has such a friendly face. I instantly was like, oh, this must be the guy my dad sent somehow. I don't know where the fuck he found him. Norway? Your man looks small.
My man is short compared to like the average, but
I've never once looked at Dennis and been like, that's a short man.
I think he's tall, but also like, unless I wear heels, then I tower over him.
Why don't you just both wear heels?
I tried to get him to wear a skirt the other day, and he told me to fuck off.
Daryl's worn a dress before.
Dennis told me he would never wear a skirt, but he would wear a kilt.
See him rocking the kilt.
I could see my husband rocking a kilt.
Before we do my episode, I have a question
Yes.
for our audience that I have to stand up for. Is this shirt fucking stupid?
It's giving it's giving soap opera vibes.
Because Daryl absolutely hated it.
It's giving me soap opera vibes.
It's the peplum.
Huh?
It's the peplum hymn that's giving you the soap opera vibes, I think. But it's a very, like, I don't know if you can hear it. Very crinkly texture.
Is it like the linen
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's a free assembly shirt.
Okay.
Like they sell at Walmart, but that's an expensive Walmart brand. Their shit's like $34 and up.
Yeah, the Terra and Sky, which is like the only plus size brand Walmart carries, is like
Mhm.
$50 a shirt.
Yeah, this is the same way, and it was on sale for 7, so I bought it.
Cute.
I feel like I'm wearing a parachute.
I still say it gives when you came onto the camera the first time I was like, she is giving straight up soap opera vibes and I'm here for it.
I do like the neckline though. The neckline's cute.
I love a
But
good
Daryl absolutely hates this shirt. I bought another dress recently that he absolutely hates. But he hates it because he thinks it's too short.
the other day, and by the other day I mean yesterday, Dennis pantsed me. And it made me think of Daryl with the cat.
Oh yeah, Simpson
Yeah.
pantsing everyone. Yeah,
Yeah.
for those who don't know, out of my 7 cats, I have a cat named Simpson that pantses people. He doesn't understand how to put his claws back in, so he'll go up on your legs and he'll stick his claws in your pants. And he won't get your skin or anything. He just wants to hold onto your pants, and then he won't be able to how to retract his claws, and so he'll just pull your pants down when he goes to get down.
Yeah, Dennis full on pantsed me. I'm
Did he
gonna
mean to?
yes. It was on
Oh,
purpose.
okay.
And I'm
So
gonna
he
get
wasn't trying to.
revenge.
He wasn't trying to detach his claws.
No.
Okay.
However, while you give us our intro and maybe wait a second for your internet to catch up, I'm going to reach under my desk very suspiciously and pull out something.
Cat.
That's nails, bitch. Ow, I'm not playing with you. I'm picking you up. Freya Evangeline. Okay, I'm back. Just kidding. I was gonna pick up a cat and then she attacked me.
Right, so today we're going to York, England. York, England may be the most haunted city in the world. That's not my words. That's what Ghost Research Foundation International said about it. To be fair, York is one of those places that almost couldn't avoid being haunted. With over 500 years of bloody history, the energy alone would be enough to keep its streets full of visitors, both living and dead. York has had plenty of time to accumulate hauntings, as York is very old. It was founded in 71 AD by the Romans, although people had likely been living there in some capacity since 8000 or 7000 BC. The Romans used the area as a military stronghold by building a fortress at the junction of two rivers. A few different Roman troops were stationed there during Roman rule of Britain all the way up until the 5th century. Were we aware that Britain was ruled by the Romans?
Yes, I did know that.
Was the audience aware? Those of you who went to public school sound off in the comments. The area around the fortress sprung up with people and work to keep the fortress supplied. When the Romans withdrew from York in 410 AD, it left a fairly decent gap in York's history. We know the Angles settled there in the 700s, and we know that during this time York became a hub of religious learning under the Northumbrian kingdom. In 866, Ivar the Boneless brought his. I'm so sorry. I don't know why. Every time I read Ivar the Boneless, it just gets me so bad. Like, I can't explain it.
I was taken aback by that all of a sudden.
This is not the first time I've heard. I've known about Ivar the Boneless for a long time, and his name gets me every time I see it.
I need to know. Did he not have one? Did they get cut off in battle?
Not bonerless, boneless. It had something to do with like his legs. I don't know. I think that's what it was. You're about to hear another really fun name that I
Okay.
really enjoy, but it doesn't make me laugh like Ivar the Boneless.
Okay.
In 866, Ivar the Boneless brought his army to. We're not gonna say it again. To York and captured the city unopposed. He started the kingdom of Jorvik, and numerous Danish people would come to settle the area. When Eric Bloodaxe, fucking name,
What in the world?
Eric Bloodaxe. His surname is Bloodaxe.
I'm here for it.
That's my new metal band name.
That would be a name that if Dennis could change his last name, that would be what he would change it to.
We're gonna be fighting over it, bro. Just become one big family with the Bloodaxe surname. Fuck it.
We had a talk that like if our men died, we would marry each other. If Dennis gets that name, then you could just take my last name of Bloodaxe.
We so would. So it was expelled as king in 954, and this would mark the end of Viking rule for the area. We're going to talk about something that you and I both talked about in the last episode here. The next big thing for York was the Norman conquest in 1066.
Okay.
Where William the Conqueror would harass areas like York and it would be severely damaged, but York would recover. In fact, York would become an incredibly important economic and religious center for England in the medieval period. It would be the seat of the Archbishop of York as well, and the Archbishop held a lot of power and sway no matter who sat the position. He would be less powerful after the reign of Henry VIII, obviously, as Henry would reject Catholicism and dissolve all Catholic institutions. The entire time of religious upheaval in Britain was terrible for people, as Catholics and Protestant alike were intermittently subjected to torture and death depending on who was in charge. We do get Guy Fawkes from this period, though, so that's pretty cool. But York continued to evolve into modern times, and that brings us to World War II, in which the Axis powers bombed the dog shit out of England. York, that's what I wrote, by the way.
I love it.
York, being an important and highly populated area, did not escape the Blitz. We will talk about that more later on. That brings us pretty much fully into modern times, which frees us up to talk about all of the spooky happenings in York. And I ended up writing more than I thought I did about the York hauntings. So just from the brief history provided, you can probably point out specific points in York's timeline and say, yeah, that probably made some ghosts. I think that's really fun. The first big haunting comes from the Romans. Stories say that you can still see the Roman legionnaires marching, unaware that they are dead. One story from the treasurer's house tells of a plumber who watched an entire legion emerge from a brick wall heralded by the sounding of a horn. They were walking along what used to be the path of an old Roman road. Other people have reported a similar happening as well. So imagine you're just a plumber, plumbing some shit, and you see an entire platoon of Roman soldiers.
Dennis would be living his heaven. He'd be a plumber and he would see Roman soldiers.
It's like that's every man's ideal day.
That's Dennis's like ideal life.
That's his heaven.
It really is.
As mentioned before, England's battle of religious persecution between the Catholics and Protestants was extremely bloody, producing its fair share of ghosts. One of the ghosts is it's either Clithro or Clithro, a Catholic woman who continued to practice her faith and even shelter priests. She was crushed to death in prison in 1586 at around 30 years old. She is now canonized as a saint.
Aw.
I know, that's so young. You got martyred 2 years young before Jesus, like age-wise.
Damn.
Legend has it that she still walks around York, but I couldn't find anything specific. Another religious ghost is Thomas Percy, who, despite being an earl, lost his head for opposing the Protestant reign of Queen Elizabeth I.
Why do I feel like I know who that is?
He was involved in a lot of like stuff around that time.
Okay.
Until he said, "I'm Catholic and I don't like you." And Elizabeth said, "Well, I'm Protestant, fuck you," and cut it, and I'm also queen, so then she had his head cut off.
Okay. I was like, I feel like I've heard that name before, which is surprising since I don't know anything.
No, Thomas Percy's fairly well known. One of the city's more popular ghosts is the Grey Lady. The Grey Lady was a nun who fell in love with a nobleman, which you're not supposed to do. Even worse, the feeling was mutual. He was in love with her too.
Damn.
They were discovered, and for her crimes against her vows, she was bricked into a windowless room at St. Leonard's Hospital, which was run by her order. No word on what happened to the nobleman, but my money is on absolutely nothing. Still, despite her horrific backstory, a sighting of the Grey Lady is supposedly a good luck charm for the production house that now inhabits the former site of her room. So moral of the story, if you get bricked up, you'll get bricked up. Which is really unfortunate. And actually, nuns having affairs in like the medieval days happened a lot apparently.
Yeah, I feel like I hear about it a lot more in like
Like a lot, a lot. I listened to a video on it not that long ago, and I was like, damn, they got around.
wasn't so in The Sound of Music, I know another musical. Um, does sh isn't there like speculation that she does get with the dad?
She absolutely gets with the dad.
And wasn't
She
she a
marries the
nun?
dad. She didn't take her vows.
Oh, I thought she did.
Mm-mm. She hadn't taken her vows. I don't think. If I'm recalling The Sound of Music correctly.
I haven't seen it in like a year.
She, yeah, if I'm recalling it correctly, she's able to marry the dad because she hadn't taken her like final vows as a nun. So she was not something for you to fear. She didn't take those vows yet.
It's so funny that I am terrified of nuns, but I will absolutely watch the shit out of that movie.
The hills. I don't want to get copyrighted. I started to sing it. All right. So, York. God.
Good.
Sounded like I was barking. York! York is pretty well known at this point for its share of haunted pubs. Now, let's be realistic here. Is it likely a lot of these are just pubs seeking publicity? Yes, I think so. So, is it likely a lot of these are just pubs seeking publicity? Yeah, I think so. But I can't say for sure which ones or how many. In either case, I'll cover the ones that there's more than one sentence online about them. Because a lot of these pubs, you'll look them up and it'll be like, yep, this pub is haunted. Okay. So the first pub is the Golden Fleece Inn, which is a very random Greek reference.
I would say, isn't that like
That's Jason and the Argonauts.
yeah.
All right. That's what you want to name your pub. I wouldn't want to be associated with that guy.
I actually know this
Um,
story because I did take Latin in high school. And it was a story that we did learn about.
yeah. He leaves her later on and she kills their children and terrible. Terrible.
If I
Very
learned
very bad situation.
if I learned anything in high school,
It was murder. It was abandonment and murder. So, the Golden Fleece reportedly hosts more than 15 spirits. One is a Lady Alice Peckett, the wife of a former mayor. So we got another Alice.
Okay.
She likes to walk around and rearrange stuff. Girl, I feel you.
Feel that.
Another ghost said to reside there is One-Eyed Jack, who you may guess has only one eye.
Why does he only
He's
have one
got
eye?
I don't know. I couldn't find that information. But he's got an eye patch and a pistol, so perhaps he put his own eye out on accident with the pistol. And he's been seen floating around. A sadder ghost is the ghost of a young boy who was trampled to death by a carriage outside, who pops up every so often. And there is also a grumpy old man who is sometimes seen.
My
The ghost
God.
of the ghost of this isn't funny. The ghost of Canadian airman Jeff Monroe supposedly haunts there as well. He was stationed in York during World War II and fell out of a third-story window of the Golden Fleece to his death while drunk.
Okay.
You're there on business and this is what you do? You're a casualty of the war by your own hand.
Maybe that's how he wanted to maybe he thought if he got out of the window he would get discharged. and he got discharged from something.
Discharged from life, brother. Another pub of note is the Ye Old Star Inn. Star is spelled with 2 R's. Known for its 2 ghostly black cats. Um, See, these cats were bricked up in the wall as a good luck charm for the building. That was a big thing back in the day. Was bricking up dogs and cats as like good luck charms for the buildings. So the next
Freya,
time your cat attacks you, consider that.
I might.
I'm joking, everyone. Do
I
not
am
brick up
too.
animals. It will not make your building better.
And mine won't come to me. She's 2 feet away from me and is staring at me like I'm a monster. Freya.
Specific, a lobster?
A monster.
Lobster. So these cats that were bricked up in the wall, and now dogs bark and snarl at the spot that the cats were entombed in. So those dogs are pissed. I bet those dogs are just seeing some.
She finally came to me, y'all. She doesn't purr, she
Kitty.
licks.
Zuni purrs and licks. She's a licker. She's a big girl.
She's 20 pounds.
Oh, she's probably like Cheech's size then.
She is, for those curious, she is a full-blooded Bombay.
We think Sasuke might be part Bombay because he's really big.
Your tongue is hard, friend.
And he looks quite similar to her. We think we figured out what Lucy is too. We think she's a Nebelung? Nebelung? This is it's dead ass her. That is so cute. Continue. There's also a royalist officer who walks the pub, and many report hearing screams from the cellar. These are believed to be ghostly cries of English Civil War soldiers, as the pub once served as a makeshift hospital. Last up on our paranormal bar crawl is the Snickleway Inn.
Ow!
So a Snickleway is a word for an alley.
Okay.
I looked it up. Because I said, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Snickleway. So the Snickleway is haunted by the ghost of a Mrs. Tulliver and her ghost cat, Seamus. It has also been reported that the smell of lavender fills the pub sometimes, which may be related to York's plague pits. Is she still licking?
Licking and she's clawing.
Oh, she's trying to make biscuits.
She's got her hands on both sides of my neck. It is just...
Yeah.
She's going for a jugular.
Yeah. No, she's giving you a hug. So speaking of plague pits, York had those during outbreaks of the Black Death. At the site of various pits discovered throughout the city, visitors report temperature drops, unexplained sounds, and the feeling of being watched. There is also a plague house where once a family had contracted the Black Death, authorities sealed the home and left everyone to die. While every other member of the family contracted the plague and died, one young girl did not and was left to starve to death in the house. Which is just fucking awful. Today, people report seeing her young, crying face watching from the windows and sobbing heard within the house. Like, this girl was little enough that she couldn't feed herself. So, yeah. I wonder if Sasuke would let me bring him in here because he looks exactly like her. Like, exactly.
She, like, doesn't shed. Except for twice a year.
Yeah, neither does he.
Such a licker.
That's so funny. So there are a few specters that don't fit into a certain section. I'll grab him at the end of the episode if I can. There are a few specters that don't fit into a certain section that I want to mention briefly. One is the ghost of Queen Catherine Howard. Most people probably know that this very young queen was beheaded by Henry VIII for an alleged affair with Thomas Culpeper. She is sometimes seen... She is sometimes seen. I'm gonna be so honest with you. Who the fuck cheats with a man named Thomas Culpepper?
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Freya, what are your thoughts? How did you leave so much slobber on that?
So she is sometimes seen at the principal's house at the King's Manor, which was the former site of the old rose garden where she apparently spent a lot of time. She was even seen walking through a cupboard at one point. Another
Fine.
specter is the Barghest. The Barghest is a large spectral black dog which is firmly rooted in Britain's Black Shuck lore. Someday we're going to cover that in depth because it's absolutely fascinating.
It sounds interesting.
Like I will cover the Black Shuck on here. And Yorkshire as a whole kind of latches onto this mysterious creature. Legend has it that anyone who sees one clearly will die soon after, and after some months if they only glimpse it. It apparently roams the alleys and footpaths of York, bringing ill omen with it. You could come across the Barghest in the Snickle way, and it would be a bad thing. That's a sentence that you don't get a lot of places.
No, that's not.
We briefly mentioned the bombings York endured during World War II. In April of 1942, York was subjected to the Baedeker Blitz, which was a campaign in which the German Air Force dropped bombs on various major cities across England. York was struck in the early morning hours as German pilots dropped 84 tons of high explosives and incendiary bombs on the city. Over 100 people were killed and over 200 more were injured. Some people say that in the early morning hours, you can hear the cries of the children who were killed in the Blitz in certain residential areas that were bombed. So there's a lot of dead children in this episode.
Bad.
We should probably put a trigger warning on this one. I didn't realize how many dead children were in this episode.
I feel like I have that whenever I've had episodes with a lot of children because it doesn't feel like you group them all together until you're actually reading it.
Yeah,
Getting a new hairstyle, apparently.
I see that. She's so good at hair. So, in conclusion, here's the conclusion. York is a place with such a long history, it would be more unlikely if it was not haunted than if it was. From royalty to children in the suburbs, York has more than its fair share of hauntings. Now, I can't say for sure whether or not it is the most haunted city in the world, but what I can say for sure is that I won't be going there anytime soon.
I would go.
Namely because I'm poor and also I don't like the English. But, you know, I'm fine with the ghosts. It's the living people there that are the problem.
Yeah. We've hit the point in life where Freya sheds her winter coat fully.
Mm.
She only
Let me
sheds at the big, like, as soon as I don't know. You're licking my chin.
I see. I see. Let me see if I can get Sasuke so the audience can compare.
All right. Freya, what if we do Sasuke? They look so similar.
They're literally twins.
They are. Her eyes are usually more gold when I'm not putting her directly into a fluorescent light.
Yeah, good boy. He's a little skittish about being held sometimes. But hey, look.
We make this the thumbnail.
He's purring hardcore.
Do you see her nails? Okay, I'll let you turn around.
We'll make our cats the thumbnails.
Yeah. I have a picture
Stop.
of her hugging a Dr. Pepper that you could use for the thumbnail.
No! Guys, stop! Come here!
Oh, I'm trying to get mine out of my hands and yours is running. Mine's like, I want to be held.
Did I just... What happened here? Why can I not hear suddenly? I mean, I can...
Bombays are supposed to be like super loving, and she is the epitome of loving.
I mean, he's purring really loud. Like, he's having a good time. He's just weird about how he gets held.
She has to be held the way she's being held right now. Do you see her licking me? Do you see that little tongue working?
Here, I'll just turn so you can be seen.
Can you tell
Don't
she
you
was
bite me.
raised around Bela?
Yes. I think he's probably part Bombay at least.
Yeah,
'Cause, like, look-
definitely. The eyes.
And his size?
Yeah, because Bombays are huge cats. Not like Maine Coons, though. Maine Coons are fucking huge.
Right. Like, look how big he is. He's a big guy. Yeah. We got some biggins over here. All right, buddy, I'll let you go. I know. You want to go cuddle with Naruto. I know. Here, bub.
Okay, well, if you would let me get your claw out of my clothes, life would be a little bit easier. You gonna get down?
Something has occurred with my headset, but I don't know what.
I feel like her fur is...
Well, everybody got blessed with cats this episode.
They did.
Yeah, I saw her. I was like, oh my god, because I haven't really seen Freya.
It's so weird that you haven't, considering that this girl's always up my butt, and if I'm not giving her attention, she will scream for hours until I do.
Yeah, but she's usually like under your desk when you're recording.
Yeah, she normally is like using my foot for a pillow.
Yeah, she doesn't come out a whole lot, kind of like Zuni.
No, so like if you're like here in person, you'll find that she is always within a foot of me at all times. But when it comes to like actual,
I did not realize
like,
it was gonna be so loud when I crunched that shit. Hang on.
but like whatever, like if people are around, they're like, "Wow, like Freya is up your ass," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm aware she is. Like she's always got to be within a foot of me, no matter where I'm at. Bathroom, bedroom, my office, downstairs, in the kitchen. She is always within a foot of me."
Yeah, Simpson's really bad about like following people around. Not only will he pants you, but he'll follow you around to do it.
Freya has
so-
luckily never pantsed anyone that I'm aware of, but if I keep wearing these pants around her, she might eventually.
So I just got so small in my screen because I backed up. So what are your thoughts on York?
I would love to see York. I would love to go drink at all the pubs that are haunted. I would love to do a haunted pub crawl. I think that would be so fun.
All right, so guys, when we have money, okay, listen, make our podcast very famous so that we can have money, and we'll host a paranormal bar crawl in York.
I think that in the town I live in, they do. I can't drink. I'll die if I do.
Yeah, we're not going to drink, but we'll watch you guys get fucked up.
Yeah.
And post it on YouTube for views.
I guess I could technically drink if I just went like a week without taking my meds.
But then how bad would you feel?
I would need the alcohol to survive.
Right. So don't do that. Have you had these? They're little yogurt covered raisins.
No, because I don't like raisins.
These are so good.
I feel like raisins are too tart. But we also think that I'm allergic to grapes. Because I was eating grapes last night, and after 4 of them, my whole mouth was numb.
Girl, you are allergic to grapes. You've mentioned it before.
But like I wasn't entirely sure, but I also like
that and pineapple.
And kiwi. And bananas make my mouth go numb. Oranges make my mouth go numb and my throat feel itchy.
Because you can't do citrus.
Cherries make it feel like it's hard to breathe.
You're just allergic to like health foods.
I think that
Can you do mango?
I think I can. I just don't like the taste of mango.
I'm so into mango.
I still eat grapes and oranges and bananas. The aftermath's not fun for me. But I enjoy them. I like the flavor of them until I can no longer taste them.
What about papayas?
I don't think I've ever had a papaya.
Dude, it was so funny. I was someone asked me, they were like, someone in the pickup department, right? They were like, "Girl, do you know where the papayas are?" I said, "Do you mean the only giant ass fucking fruit that is currently on the produce table?" They turned around, they said, "Now how the fuck did I miss that?" Pooja.
That would be me.
I actually got to work in produce today. And I really like the assistant produce lead. So, and that was who I was working with, so that was fun. But now I'm scared. Now I'm scared that they're going to be like, "You did really good over there." I try not to get shipped out because every time I do, they go, "Do you want to just train for that department? You do so good over there." That's how I fucking ended up in pricing. And all right, we should probably end this episode. He
Okay.
really wants to talk to you.
All right.
All right, guys. If you live in York, if you have any stories about York, please let us know in the comments or our email. If you're British, why? Hey, put that weight down. Hey, put that weight down. Okay. Any other questions, comments, concerns, ghost stories, experiences, yada yada? Comments, email as well. Sage, do you have any final thoughts on York
I
before we
don't.
end the episode?
I
You're
do
gonna break your
not.
toes. Oh. You're so strong. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna dip out before my son breaks his toes with one of my 15-pound weights
And we
that he
will
is currently picking up. No! Put it down. He's going, "I'm so strong." You're gonna break your toes. All right. We will see you guys next week for Sage's episode.
And
Bye.
bye.